Previously on Power Rangers, Let There Be Thunder. Arc 1, Origins. It is 10 years to the day that the Power Rangers disappeared into space after their defeat of Rita, Lord Zed, and their generals. And Angel Grove is holding a celebration in their honor. Amongst those attending are 5 ordinary individuals: Cal, Mouse, Peter, Q, and Vic. They're alone, or with family, to watch the performances and catch up with old friends. The day out takes an unexpected turn, however, when Rita's brother, Rito Revolto, and a small army of misshapen putty patrollers arrive, plunging D-Fielding Community Park into chaos. Inspired by their heroes, the 5 help to direct civilians from the park and battle the putty patrollers to a victory, before finding themselves teleported to a cold and dark space. A strange robot who introduces himself as Alpha 5 waiting for them. Explaining that this new threat to Earth required a new team, and that the Morphin Grid had chosen them, Alpha 5 directed them to retrieve the power coin that each felt drawn to in order to battle the forces of the United Alliance of Evil as the Power Rangers. Armed with a morpher, the 5 called out one after another: Green Dragon, Blue Unicorn, Yellow Griffin, Black Lion, and Red Dragon, and were sent back to the battle armed and armored as the Thunder Rangers, where they swiftly saved the day and several police officers who had tried to fight off the second wave of putty attacks. Moments before returning to Alpha as heroes, they heard a loud boom of noise as it pierced the atmosphere. Determined to enjoy the celebrations, the team, minus Mouse, who was stuck looking after her siblings, head to the fair and lose themselves in the games, food, and fun for a while, before coming face to face with an ostrich named Clancy. While it seemed to take a liking to Cal, the feelings were not mutual. Though, before their day could be spoiled by the large bird, the sounds of laughter turned to screams and shouts of fear. Where moments before prize-winning Pig Cupcake stood with a ribbon on their collar, now Pudgy Pig tore into the bends with hunger in his eyes. After a brief battle, the Rangers making quick work of him, the 4 discover a symbol of a watch face eclipsing a sun, both engraved under Pudgy Pig's helmet and stamped onto the bags of Mega Feed that Cupcake had been eating from. Having spent years alone picking up errors, and with none amongst the team rated for repairing alien robotic lifeforms, Cal brought the Rangers and Alpha 5 to an alien from Cladoius, and one of Peter's engineering professors at UCAG, who was able to fix what they couldn't just in time for the warnings to go off. The explosion they had heard several days ago had been Rito blasting through the shields of the command center from his ship in orbit, and with no time to spare, Peter, Cal, Q, and Vic rush to investigate the ruins. Defeating the putty patrollers sent to slow them down, they venture deep into the alien outpost to discover that someone, or some feathery thing, had already beaten them to their destination and rigged it to explode. Being the most technologically adept amongst them, Vic does what he can to prevent widespread destruction, the team respecting his commands and ensuring nobody is close enough to be caught in the blast should he fail. And while he manages to redirect the energy surge into teleporting the command center beneath the Pacific Ocean, it's not without cost. Though his power coin has been left behind, Vic was teleported out somewhere into space in the power surge, and with this sudden shift in tactics, Mouse hands in her morpher to better care for her family. Starting off the new year at UCAG strong, Peter meets Sarah while volunteering to show new students around campus, and quickly introduces her to Cal and Q. Suspicions are raised when the three are constantly creating excuses to dip out of classes and disappear, just as the Power Rangers are arriving to fight the Putty Patrollers pulling their attention all over Angel Grove. Things come to an almost explosive end at the Angel Grove docks, where Omegaran Tech security are fighting to keep Putty Patrollers away from a glowing device, while Sarah watches the fight from behind loading equipment. Apparently, not one to shy away from a fight, she swoops in to help, using the Green Ranger as a springboard with a polite, "Excuse me, Peter," having apparently figured out the team's identity. When they teleport back to the command center, Peter hugging the strange device to take it with them, the three ask her to join the team and introduce her to her new powers and weaponry with a training simulation, while Alpha 5 examines the device and comes to a startling conclusion. The technology that they had commandeered from Omegaran Tech was based on Zord technology, a power unit reverse engineered and combined with human engineering. During Sarah's first monster battle with the team, against a giant plant in the same part of D. Fielding Park as Cupcake had transformed into Pudgy Pig, Vines trying to ensnare popular journalist Elisa and her cameraman. Heedless of the danger, Sophie, one of UCAG's newest pre-med students, swoops in to help out with her paramedic training and first aid kit. As the Thunder Rangers go about their day, Sophie is specially selected by her professor to help out in an extra credit program, working with first responders for organized events. Her first such event, a mixture of sports competitions at the mall, where 4 large white flowers are outgrowing their pots. While many might have frozen, like the Rangers before her, Sophie rushes to drag people out of harm's way and administer first aid, joining the fight with ping-pong paddles, and even charging in to help the Red Ranger when an explosion sends him flying backwards and a coin falling to the floor, rolling towards her. As Sophie grabs the blue unicorn coin, the 4 plant creatures defeated, she is teleported to the command center with the Rangers, where her first instinct is to perform first aid on an unconscious Q. After trying to return the blue unicorn coin and the morpher it transformed into in her hands, and being told that the Morphin Grid had chosen her and what that entailed, Sophie introduces herself to the rest of the team, having already met Sarah, and gets a crash course in Morphin Grid 101 and Thunder Ranger 101 from Alpha 5, before an introduction to the training room and Hollow Putty 201. A tough start for the Thunder Rangers, to be sure, but a team of 5 once more.